Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Leo October 7, 2024. Even with a somewhat retiring disposition due to the moon in your solar house today, you're keeping busy and involved. You feel more emotionally fulfilled when you apply yourself to something that elevates your life. As the day advances, a Mercury-Mars square comes into play, which can produce some mental tension or overstimulation. Observe for a tendency to want to do too much, too fast. It's a little too easy to become irritated, and others can seem disagreeable or provoking. There can be ego clashes, misunderstandings, and a general tendency to jump to conclusions. While competition can motivate you to improve your game, it can nevertheless be wise to tame defensiveness and impatience. A faint inkling of uncertainty likely popped up on your radar beginning yesterday. This is because mighty Mars, the planet of drive, action, and energy in your planetary ruler, began his pre-shadow phase. He will be slowing down for many weeks until nearly the holidays. As he spins back and forth primarily in your solar house of home, family, and domesticity, you may notice frustration beginning to crop up, especially if you live with your significant other or are planning to. Seize the day now before things get incredibly rocky later on in the year. Do you feel irritated? That is a loaded question, especially since you are already such an explosive sign. Your frustration and anger may begin to mount as the pre-shadow period for Mars retrograde begins. In particular, you could be annoyed with your work and life balance or lack thereof. You may want to leave work at work when you clock out for the day. Likewise, leave your matters at the door when you clock into work. However, this might be different. Try not to blow up if your work and life balance is out of whack. If you are in the mood to pamper yourself today, it'll be worth it to book the whole night at Chez Toi, your place. Get some exercise after work so that your body is truly ready for the depth of pampering you are about to subject it to. Have some light food on hand to enjoy while you spend the evening in your own private spa. Light candles, draw a hot bath or shower. Magnolia oil would be the perfect touch for physical and psychic cleansing. Are you really ready to fight body and soul to gain victory? If yes, you are certainly in phase with today's Vibra tie-ins because you are going to be able to realize a project that you hold dear or create a lasting relationship, notably in your private life. Professional realizations will come a little later and will depend on your ability to be autonomous. As the moon departs from your relationship sector and concludes the effects of the eclipsing new moon from 2 days ago, any intense emotional responses or pressures this may have caused in you and your relationships will dissipate. What remains is a newfound understanding of what you desire from your relationships and what they require from you, along with recognition of the substantial support provided by communication influences. This was the moon's sole visit during Mercury's presence in your relationship sector, and it occurred just before Jupiter will begin its retrograde motion in your communication sector next week. After wrapping up the eclipsing new moon in your relationship sector 2 days ago, the moon has not only left you emotionally engaged but with a lot to unpack. As well as a chance for new beginnings, the last few days have not only flushed out any issues but revealed just how much support you have from the communication go. Our eyes in the sky. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a loop of overthinking, going over every detail, analyzing every possible angle, only to have the solution suddenly appear when you least expect it? That's the energy surrounding Today Euro, a moment where clarity may arrive when you finally let go of the need to find it. Often, the best ideas or the answers we've been seeking come to us when we stop trying to force them. It's like those times when you're trying to recall something and, as soon as you stop straining, the answer effortlessly comes to mind. Think back to a time in your life when everything just clicked Euro, when, after what felt like endless deliberation, the path forward became crystal clear. How did that moment of clarity feel for you? Was it a wave of relief, a burst of excitement, or perhaps even a sense of surprise? These moments can feel magical, like the universe has finally revealed its plan. If you've had an experience like this, share your story. There may be someone out there right now who feels stuck and needs the reassurance that clarity will come in its own time. Your journey might offer them the hope or inspiration they need to keep moving forward. Let's talk about the challenges that might come your way today. You could encounter a few twists and turns that require flexibility and patience. But rather than seeing these as roadblocks, try to view them as part of the natural flow of life. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and each detour is a chance to discover something new. Have you ever embarked on a journey with a plan in mind, only to find that you needed to change course midway through? And maybe that change, though unexpected, ended up being the best thing that could have happened? Success is rarely a straight line. Life often takes us on a winding path filled with unexpected turns, but those turns can be rich with valuable lessons. If you've ever experienced a setback that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, share your experience with us. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs to help them see that even when things don't go as planned, it doesn't mean they're not on the right track. Sometimes the path that feels the most uncertain leads to the most rewarding destination. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get so caught up in the rush of getting things done that we forget to enjoy the process. Have you ever been so focused on ticking off items on your to-do list that you lost sight of the bigger picture, the joy, the moments of connection, or the sense of accomplishment along the way? Today's energy is a reminder to slow down and savor each step of the journey. Life isn't just about reaching your goals, it's about finding meaning, joy, and satisfaction in the process of getting there. Take a deep breath, give yourself permission to slow down, and remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. It's okay to take your time. By allowing yourself to move through life more mindfully, you'll not only accomplish more, but you'll also experience more joy along the way. And then there are those days when, on the surface, everything seems fine, but underneath, something just feels a little off. Have you ever felt like that? You're not alone. We all experience these moments when our emotions don't quite align with the world around us. Today's planetary energy might be stirring up exactly that kind of feeling, a sense of emotional disconnection or confusion. It can be unsettling when you can't quite put your finger on why you feel the way you do, but here's the good news: it's okay to feel like this. You don't need to fix it or overanalyze every emotion. Sometimes, the best way to navigate these emotional ups and downs is to simply acknowledge what you're feeling without judgment. Allow yourself to experience those emotions without the pressure to change them. Have you ever noticed that when you stop resisting a bad mood and just let yourself feel, it tends to pass more quickly? Tension, frustration, or confusion can be fleeting if you don't fight against them. Be gentle with yourself today. These emotions are temporary, and on the other side of them, there's brighter, more uplifting energy waiting to fill your spirit.